is Marja Hanbin, and welcome to today's episode of Hallway Pass, WJ's local podcast. So, for today, I want to talk about social media. So, we've been in quarantine for almost a year now, which means we've had to deal with a lot of extra time that none of us were prepared to have. And during the initial stages, a lot of us tried to fill that time with developing new hobbies, learning new skills, maybe even reading a book. And others just scrolled through social media a lot more than they usually would, which then allowed apps such as TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat to show up a lot more on people's phones than normal. And not only that, but we've also seen a lot of new trends. Like during March, there was whipped coffee to make. There were a bunch of new TikTok dances to learn because no one else had anything better to do with their time. And it was all fun and games. We all learned to make new things. Some of us learned to knit. Some of us learned to bake new things. I made bread for the first time. And this was all fun because I, along with a lot of other people, thought we were all going to be back soon and that this was just a little space to fill in until we just all got back to normal lives. However, that wasn't the case. We've been stuck in our homes since March and it's currently almost February now. And now social media and apps such as TikTok and Instagram, especially TikTok, are our only forms of entertainment currently, or at least one of the very few we have left. And this is really interesting because not only have there been more trends, but there's also been a lot more activism and a lot more posts and stories about a lot of issues going on in the world today, which I barely even saw a year or two ago. If you look at your Instagram stories now, a lot of people post about social issues and environmental issues and political issues going on and how people can help and why they're important. You never saw this a year or two ago because no one was paying attention. Everyone was busy focusing on school, focusing on their work, that the only time people really knew of anything was if there was enough mass media coverage about it. Now there's so many issues going on that media doesn't post all of this. Not every single news source posts about things going on in different countries, but you know about it because of the amount of social media posts going on right now. And it's not just from politicians and those who have influential power. It's from people from our schools and everyday people who don't really have that much of an influence on society, but they still post about these things that maybe not every single person knows of, because now we have the time to look on these issues. We have the time to know what's going on in the world besides of what's going on in America, besides of what's going on with just our own personal lives. There is time now because we are all stuck in that house to actually do something, whether it be donating or sharing or signing petitions or even just paying attention, which now I think is both the best time and the worst time to see and to be influenced by all of this, because we have the ability to actually act on these issues, but at the same time, there's so much going on in the world and you're stuck in your house all day that you become bombarded, you become overwhelmed sometimes with so much going on and with only a certain amount of resources to help out, because you're still only just one person and there's no possible way that you can fix and act on every single issue going on in the world and every single thing. But it's good to try. It's good to at least know what's most important to you and work on that. And at least social media is not all just issues and problems going on. It also has a lot of, lighthearted stuff. TikTok, a lot of people have been using TikTok a lot more than previous years. Now, almost everyone has it, whether to, just look at funny videos or to actually post. But at least now there's a whole lot more entertainment with the app. And because we've been here in quarantine for such a long time, there's more trends to fill up said time. And along with that, a lot more people can feel somewhat connected to these trends, somewhat connected to different videos and different videos of kids like us, because a lot of times on TikTok I see kids who are just my age they're all high school students who just live in their house all day, and they're just trying to struggle with virtual school just like the rest of us. And it's kind of comforting watching their videos and laughing and just connecting with the weird struggle that we're all going through right now. It's this strange yet almost comforting feeling of knowing that you're not alone, and that even though this random person you may never know and you may never talk to, they know what you're going through. They know that at least you can make some sense of humor out of it, and know that it's not all bad, and whether, if we go back to normal or not, that there's still that aspect of social media, there's that aspect of confinement that we have that won't go away no matter what. However, with that also comes an addiction if not careful. If there is a chance that we do go back, people can develop such an addiction to this comfort that they don't know how to tear away from it. And everyone has gotten so used to and almost desensitized to just staying inside and being with themselves the entire time, that if there's a chance that we go back to normal, no one's gonna know what to do anymore, and we're just gonna stick to our phones all day. Because that's what we knew, that's what we've been comfortable with, and that's been the routine for almost a year now, and if not more. And this addiction turns into this clutch, this thing you hold when you're not comfortable with, when you have to change and rapidly. So if we go back to our normal lives and start to adjust, that's going to be the thing that a lot of people are going to clutch to, because that's all they've known. That's all the entertainment and all the social life that they were working with, because that's all they could get. We couldn't go outside, and we couldn't go to new events and everything because there's a pandemic going on. We can't just meet new people randomly. Our version of meeting new people is through social media now. And I'm curious to what would happen if we do go back, because if everyone goes back to school, goes back to work, to their normal lives, they're not going to have as much time to go on social media, go on the internet as they used to do. There's not enough, time in their day to learn about all the other issues I used to learn about, to advocate, and to just scroll through everything that they used to go to. Because now, instead of scrolling through whatever app you use for hours upon hours a day, you've lowered that, you've cut that drastically. So, and not only that, but the amount of time that we've been stuck in quarantine is enough time for someone to change their mindset, to change their views on the world, given the amount of political, social, economical, whatever amount of issues out there in the world being brought to light and being thoroughly advocated for, gives people enough pressure and enough time to change their mindset, to change how they look on certain topics and certain people, which also changes how people act. It changes their behaviors, which could be used for either good or bad, depending on how they perceive these topics. But this is all to say that no one's going to be the same person that they were anymore, and not in just a sense of like, oh, I've grown, or oh, I've been, grown older from this pandemic. No, it's because you were given enough time and you were given enough conditioning to change your entire way of thinking, change your entire aspect of life. And maybe some people did. Maybe some people stayed the exact same. But most likely, people will change. People will not be treating their way of life the same anymore. And since we're still stuck in quarantine, there's still, an opportunity to mold how you want to think, mold how you want to be as a person. But that's your responsibility, and up to you personally as to how you want to go with it. When you go through social media, sure, you can look at all these different videos and all these different opinions and all these different issues going on, but it's up to you to whether you want to act on them or not, whether you want to agree with these set opinions or not. And ask yourself, do you want this to change you as a person? Yes or no, and how are you going to go on about it? Because you also have to understand that we can't predict the future. Things might change. There might be new issues going on in the next few weeks. There might not. There might be something else happening. We don't know. But, however, we do know that given these couple months of going through social media and having it be your main source of news, entertainment. You have to be careful now. The social media now isn't just some small thing that you can just check on real quick for 5 minutes in between breaks. It's now something that actually has an impact on the world and can actually make a change in people and educate them for the better. And I hope that whether or not we get out of quarantine, whether it be in the next month, next year, who knows, that all the things that we've learned can be brought to our future and won't be forgotten, and can then also be taught to other people, to younger generations as well, so that way they can use social media in a healthy way and use it for the better and not become attached to it in a way where they can't live without it. But until that time comes, I hope everyone stays safe. I hope everyone can grow as a person from all of this. And also understand that regardless of how bad things may seem, that you should continue to fight for them and you should continue to do what's right, but also understand that you're allowed to, have fun every once in a while. You're allowed to laugh a little bit, to smile every now and then, whether it be at a funny TikTok video or learn a new dance or learn multiple new hobbies, whatever it be. You're still allowed to have that moment, and it's okay to carry that moment with you if that's what keeps you going, at least for now. And for that is all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and subscribe to the WJ Pitch channel for more episodes. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video.